me hit the record button. And Nick, why don't you go ahead and get things started?
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I wanted to ask you, just as far as you guys have been playing some really good ball, but is this kind of road trip kind of a measuring stick to really see what you guys truly are as far as just the competitive nature and where you guys are as far as being able to compete with teams that are a little higher caliber?
I mean, I think we've played some, good team. We talk about Seattle, we talk about Phoenix, we played some good teams. We've had a lot more games at home, so I definitely think it's a test on the road. There are also the defending champs, so it's like a competitive spirit about this team that you want to take down the defending champs. And it comes with the territory when you win, of course. But it's definitely a test against a good team. I think our measuring stick is not necessarily on other teams and who we play, but how we feel that we are playing and if we're playing the right way.
Now, I know you and Candace are friends. You guys obviously played together on the Sparks, had some success there. How is that as far as when you guys, play against each other? At what point does the friendship go out the window and the competitive juices continue to flow?
It goes out the window as soon as we step on the floor. There's a respect level there, but at the end of the day, I'm trying to win the basketball game. And so it's a competitive thing at that point.
Thank you, Chelsea. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Andy?
Hey, Chelsea, Andy Amashta, Review Journal. Just after that stretch of, I think it was 4 games in 8 days, how nice has it been to have some time to get back in the gym and get back to practicing?
It's been nice to be able to, get reps, be able to practice on things that we've seen in film, and able to go hard. We were able to compete today and go up and down a little bit, and that felt nice, and go through some things. And that was good. That felt good. It felt nice to maybe put some different wrinkles in. So that's what it's all about.
Obviously, you guys are trying to win the game on the road. I know that's usually the goal that y'all mention when I ask y'all about objectives, but is there anything else that you guys are trying to do on this little 1-game kind of road trip?
No, I mean, we win the game. We get better each time we step out there, and it's about us and playing the right way and feeling the right way, no matter who our opponent is.
Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea, I think a thing about this offense that has surprised some people, we knew we were going to be taking a lot more 3-pointers with Becky as the head coach, but that doesn't seem to have kept us from getting to the free throw line. Can you talk about how this is sort of a best of both worlds kind of offense in that regard? It wasn't really just trading one part of the court for another.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of balance to our game, a lot of balance in the way we play. We want to get in the paint. We want to get 2 feet in the paint, but also we're not going to pass up on an open 3. And that's kind of been our mindset and how we play offensively. We want to play in transition. We want to play quick and efficient. And there's a lot of space on the floor, so it allows some penetration and going into the gaps, and people have to stay in front of us and get into the free throw line. And when they're collapsing into I think a few people have gotten fouled on a 3. I know Jackie has a couple of times. They're closing out hard because we're penetrating the lane and getting fouled. We're putting people, in different situations, and you have to choose whether you're stopping the penetration or closing out to 3.
A couple of quick Jackie Young questions for you. Obviously, she's getting a lot of accolades here in the early going. I don't think people have appreciated historically and are just starting to her defense, though. Can you talk a little bit about how you've seen her defense mature over the years and how she's been shutting people down this season?
Yeah, I think, first of all, she's in great shape. So it allows her, every possession on both ends of the floor, to give her all the time. And that's important. And then defensively, she's being disruptive. It's not necessarily about being the quickest and the fastest to the spot, but picking your spots and watching film and knowing different actions and different angles. And I think she's been able to pick up on that and understanding how people play. Sometimes it's a learning curve and it takes some time. I always say that defense is the hardest thing when you transfer over from college to the pros. Defense is the hardest thing to adjust to. And she's had some years under her belt, and now you've seen her go in full stride on both ends of the court. But defensively, like she's finding her angles and being efficient that way.
And one of the biggest things that's changed about her offensive game is the 3-point shot that she's added. She's taking a lot more, obviously making a lot more. What's been the difference in her game out on the perimeter?
Confidence in shooting the rock when she catches it. I tease her all the time about her release, but it's just her confidence and not hesitating to take the three. And it's the offense as well of that we want to take those open shots and understanding that if you're open, you got to shoot it. Sometimes that is the best shot. And that's kind of the mindset that she's been playing with, along with, penetrating the lane and getting to the free throw line. So when she's having that balance, it's okay to take those threes and confidence, and then just reps and getting better and getting more efficient from the 3-point line.
And then lastly, speaking of those reps, you guys play quite a lot of competitive games against one another. We finished out today with that 3-point game you guys are playing. How much has that kind of helped everybody with the 3-point line? Because I don't recall us doing that in past years.
Yeah, I think it's fun in games, but we also are getting reps up. Like it brings like a competitive spirit and a competitiveness to just shooting and getting reps, right? Like you have to make a certain amount, in a row. Like it gives you a target and what you're competing for. And it's a little bit of bragging rights. We talk some mess a little bit sometimes. So it's pretty cool.
Andy, do you have one last one, or is your hand just still up from before?
No, that made me think of another question.
Okay, go ahead.
You mentioned those shooting competitions at the end of practice. I think Belle mentioned that you had won like 3 in a row or something like that before she finally.
That was half-court shot. That was
half-court
shots. I actually just won another one today. But the shooting drill he's referring to is just like 3-pointers or 2-pointers. Like it's getting reps. The half-court shot, yeah, I've won most of the. What I was
gonna ask was who's your biggest threat then if you're the half-court queen?
I really don't see a threat for my half-court shot. You know what I'm saying? I've been winning. I win a lot. Bay probably talks the most mess when the half-court shot comes up. And now KB is starting to say stuff. So, until somebody, puts together a run like I have on a half-court shot, I really feel that I'm in a lead here.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
And Chelsea, how nice is it to actually get paid on the spot?
On the spot, $100 in my pocket, I make sure it's in here.
You don't have to chase that money anymore. Weeks in advance. Hey, who do I owe money to? All right. Thanks a lot, Chelsea. Appreciate you. We'll see you tomorrow, ABC, 12 o'clock Pacific time. And we'll be back with some combination of De'Erica Hamby and Jackie Young. Not sure who's going to come in first. We'll be back in a second.